What's up, Who Dat Nation? Welcome back into another edition of Saints Now. I am your host, Trace Jarrard, and if you couldn't tell, I'm at home. It's my day off. We have some crazy rumors. Sean Payton, Tom Brady teaming up in New Orleans. Had to get you guys a video. This is why you should subscribe. Even on days off, we're doing videos for you. So go down, subscribe for Saints news, rumors, updates, live shows when we can. If we get more subs, we could even possibly do a weekly live show. We got to grow the channel, got to get a little bit more support. But hey, shout out to all 10,000 of you who have already subscribed. We want to keep the channel going. But let's get into the nitty-gritty. Sean Payton and Tom Brady to New Orleans. Mike Florio of ProFootballTalk tweeted out yesterday, as the coaching carousel prepares to spin, there's increasing chatter in the league circles about Sean Payton returning to the Saints and possibly with Tom Brady at quarterback. Now, this is interesting because, as we know, Saints fans, we're all kind of torn on Dennis Allen. We're all pretty fed up with what he's done. I'm not a big fan of what Dennis Allen has done this season. I think that he's really dropped the ball on a lot of aspects. However, there's a lot to blame, a lot of blame to be put on Pete Carmichael. His job has just been an absolute joke this year. Hasn't really gotten it done. But this could also solve the quarterback issue for next season. It could solve the head coaching issue for next season. The Saints have Sean Payton under contract. So if a team were to go and get Sean Payton, they'd have to trade for his rights, meaning they'd have to trade draft picks, capital, cash, whatever it is, whatever you got. Sean Payton ain't going to come cheap. So you're going to have to give up quite the bag. So this would alleviate teams from having to trade for Sean Payton, and they could go get him next year after Sean Payton's contract's over. This is where it kind of gets into the, well, what's going to happen after that? I don't know. There's a lot of speculation. Maybe you re-sign him, you extend him. Gail Benson, Mickey Loomis would have to kind of get after that. But interesting enough, we talked about it before, Vic Fangio has been rumored to be the defensive coordinator for Sean Payton as he has been trying to put together a little bit of a team. That being said, that would mean if Vic Fangio's coming, Dennis Allen's out. And I know a lot of Saints fans are like, nah, Dennis Allen ain't the head coach, but he's a good defensive coordinator. And I agree with every one of you. I think Dennis Allen is a coordinator. That's all he is. And unfortunately, with his stint with the Raiders, with his stint with the Saints for right now, it just hasn't been that good. I don't know what to make of all of that aspect of it, but what I can tell you is it's going to get absolutely crazy as the offseason comes through. As we know, the Saints, not much, like no money, negative like $60-70 million again. However, as we know, the salary cap isn't real. Money doesn't actually exist in the NFL. So just before we kind of talk a little bit more about what Mike Florio had to say, I want to get your gauge as the Who Dat Nation. Do you even want Tom Brady in New Orleans? Considering he is the GOAT, he's won a lot of Super Bowls, he's done a lot of good things. Do you really want Tom Brady to be a New Orleans Saint? Type Y for yes, type N for no. And keep in mind, that does mean you might get Sean Payton back. You're going to get hit with an ad break, so take advantage of it. Let me know. Do you want Tom Brady? All right, so more about what Mike Florio was saying. He did tweet out, or in his article, he says Brady's a free agent. He can go anywhere he wants this offseason. I don't know if the Bucs are going to bring him back. Doesn't really seem like they have it really going around with him. As we know, the NFC South sucks. Tom Brady, he's the only reason that team is alive. Realistically, that team sucks. The NFC South is an absolute joke. If there could be no playoff team, I'm sure Roger Goodell would find a way. But again, getting back to what Mike Florio is saying, he has sources saying that Payton is not going to Denver or Carolina. With the Chargers making the playoffs, they clinched their first playoff spot since 2018. Brandon Staley, a lot of people were out on him at first. There was some rumors about Sean Payton to the Chargers because you'd get Justin Herbert and that young, talented quarterback. Russell Wilson with Denver. I don't want him. And this is something funny, and I just want to brag real quick. I want to say this. Earlier last year, during the offseason, when there was rumors about Russell Wilson, I in the office at Chat Sports was saying, I don't want Russ. He's cooked. He's not that good. I don't want him. Get him as far away from me as possible. He was good with Seattle. He was good in that system when it was working with them. I don't want to bring an old dog into a new team. I'm good. I'm okay. No, thank you. I was right. I was right. So, I'm right. Anyway, but it doesn't seem like Sean Payton really wants to go to either of those two teams. Arizona, you have Kyler Murray. that's an interesting team. Don't know if they're going to stick around with Cliff this offseason. There's rumors and there's speculation, reason to believe that he might get let go and fired. So if you're kind of seeing where I'm getting at, there's not a lot of like good options for Sean Payton. You have Denver, Indianapolis, where you have the Chargers, not really an option anymore. Arizona, not really an option anymore. Carolina, please God, no. If I'm Sean Payton, I'm looking at the teams that are available and the teams that are options right now. Obviously, coaches could get fired. Things change. The Raiders might part ways with Josh McDaniel. I mean, it's one of those things you don't really know what's going to happen until it happens. However, there's reason to believe this. Mike Florio says he has sources saying that there's reason to believe that there's one source. I'm going to read this specifically from the article, and I want to give a quote and credit to Mike Florio on this. One source with the finger firmly on the pulse of pro football told PFT that it's currently the, quote, worst kept secret in league circles. It would be a stunner if it happens, considering the various potential openings for 2023, like we just discussed. It could be the only place where Peyton and Brady could finish what nearly happened for Miami in 2022. And if you remember, there was some rumors and some buzz and some, fun stuff earlier this season and late in the offseason about Sean Payton and Tom Brady. Were they going to team up in Miami? Was there tampering? Was there this? Was there that? There was rumors, but then Mike McDaniel, he's got that ship just absolutely sailing. He's got Miami in a great position long term. I'm not really sold on Tua as a quarterback, but they did what Alabama did. Put him in the perfect system, give him a great team and great coaching. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's all I have to say. But I just want to kind of give my thoughts on what I believe Sean Payton and Tom Brady could potentially do this offseason. But before I get to that, I want you guys to let me know, how likely do you think it is that Sean Payton returns to the New Orleans Saints? On a scale of 1 to 100, let me know. 1 meaning not happening, 0 chance. Well, I guess you could put it 0. 1 meaning 1, no chance at all. It's not going to happen. I don't really think it's a possibility. 100 being like it's a guarantee that Sean Payton will be coaching the New Orleans Saints next season. Let me know. Scale it 1 to 100. Will Sean Payton, or how likely is it that Sean Payton actually returns? And guys, before we keep it rolling, one more friendly reminder: subscribe, turn on your notifications, set them to all. Have to give a shout out to many real ones that we have here at the channel, like Kenneth Fox, Mikey Taylor, Sherrod Hudson, Lil Loganovich. I mean, all of y'all, you guys are absolute OGs. There's so many more that I could give some love to, but I really appreciate all the support that you guys have given thus far for the channel. I love the Saints. I'm a diehard fan. I've been a fan for years. I try to make Saints content for Saints fans by Saints fans. So go down, subscribe, join the squad. If we get more subs also, I can't promise it, but Abby might be on some more videos. There's some talk. There's some chatter in the office. I don't know. Subscribe and find out. Let me know. But anyway, my kind of overall thoughts, I'm going to wrap this thing up, kind of round it out. I don't know how realistic it is that Sean Payton returns to the Saints, because the Saints are in a very weird and difficult situation with no first-round draft pick, virtually no money, and not great, and not a lot of trade assets and things to be able to get you money. I mean, sure, you can let guys like Malcolm Roach walk in free agency, or Marcus Davenport, excuse me. You can have guys like Marcus Davenport walk in free agency. Sure, you save a few bucks there, but there's a lot of really talented pieces on this team that I personally would love to bring back, and I don't know if you can do that if you go and get Tom Brady. He's not going to come cheap. He's won many, many, many Super Bowls, 7 to be exact. He has done a lot of great things across the NFL. He's not going to come cheap. He's not going to take a hometown discount. He's not going to do anything to make it any easier. However, where it gets tough is Sean Payton is under contract. If he really wants to make a return to coaching, which it's starting to seem like it is, that means he could come back. And if he's dead set on bringing Vic Fangio, that means bye-bye Dennis Allen if they bring him back. Because are you really going to tell Sean Payton, yeah, come on back. You have the keys to the kingdom are yours. Welcome home, Shawnee boy. Come back, win us another bowl. But you got to keep DA as your defensive coordinator. No, man. Mickey Loomis and Gail Benson cannot do anything in terms of, hey, Sean, you want to do something? You want to come back? Then here's the things you have to do. No, if you want Sean Payton to come back, you say you have all the control. You have all of the power. It is your team. We are here to help you write the checks. And unfortunately, I think that's the really only way you get him. I love Sean Payton. He's done some phenomenal things for this team. I know a lot of people among the Who Dat Nation are split on Sean Payton. There's the argument he quit on the team. He left. He didn't want anything to do with this team. And I understand the frustration. I understand the disappointment. However, what I will say is, are you really going to say no to a pretty much guaranteed playoff spot and a really likely Super Bowl run? Because think about it. Think about it. Just close your eyes with me. Just let's play this imagination game. Think about this. Tom Brady as your quarterback. Alvin Kamara as your running back. Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Juwan Johnson, Rashid Shaheed as receivers. But maybe you bring back Jarvis Landry. I'm not going to get into that, but maybe a possibility you bring back Jarvis. You also have the draft. You also have Taysom Hill. Who's stopping that offense? Like, really, who's stopping that offense? And I have seen some talk of, dude, could you imagine Tom Brady, Sean Payton, could they bring Gronk out and have a 1-2 punch of Juwan Johnson on one side, Gronk on the other, and just two tight end sets? Gronk doesn't want to come back. He's not interested. He has even said, I'm done. I have no desire to come back to football. But guys, all in all, I think it's a crazy rumor. I think it's a crazy thing to talk about. Everyone else is talking about it. That's why we're here talking about it. I appreciate every single one of you who clicked on today's video. Who Dat Nation, stand up, get loud. Stay crunk. Y'all are absolute real ones. I appreciate every single one of you. Stay golden. Who Dat Nation. I'll catch you next time.